You know, my projects never end. Let me show you what I'm doing today. So this is a bed I built probably 13, 14 years ago. I camped for 3 nights up in the Uinta Mountains with a log cutting permit and cut all the wood for this. My wife's been bugging me for a while to kind of modify it a little bit to finish something up. So let me show you what I've done. So this is one of the boards that hold up the box springs, and we have a sleep number bed. There is the air pump for the sleep number bed, and it was just sitting on the floor, and my wife wanted to tear the bed apart today to do something else, and I'm like, well, we got it apart, let me just do this. It's turned into an all-day project, which they always do. But so I built a shelf to go under that. Also, I'm modifying the way that the box springs sits on the log bed. I was originally using those. It was just, by the time I was finishing this thing up, I was just looking for shortcuts, and that worked. So I had just screwed blocks in to the bottom of the rails, and I never liked it. And there's no screws or nails or anything in this bed. I always wanted to use dowels, and so I got some extra 2x4s, and you can see, like right there, I've drilled through the 2x4, through the bottom rail, and then put dowels through and glued them. This side over here, I'm getting ready to do the same thing. I'm just getting it leveled, and with the cross beams across there, that one is, I think it's pretty level. I've got to put 2 more down. That was the one I just cut, was one of them. And just, screw, drill holes in there, dowel them in, glue them in, and we may be able to sleep back in the bed tonight. So let me show you some other stuff. This bed was my brainchild kind of thing. I didn't want to spend the money on a log bed. This is it's an expanded queen. It's 6 inches bigger than a queen. Sleep Number used to make those. I bought a mattress for it, so they don't anymore. So I'm kind of screwed. If I decide to get a new mattress for this bed, I'm probably going to have one custom made or something. But I wrapped all the ends with rawhide. You get it wet, soak it good, stretch it out, and then tacked around in here with brass tacks. All of the ends are that way. A couple of them, this was older rawhide that I made myself from some old deer hide. That other one was cow rawhide I bought from Tandy Leather. But you can see all the ends are doweled. This thing took me quite a while to build. This piece, this main board right there, the headboard, I spent the better part of 3 days looking for that in the woods. So just to find the right piece. The same thing with the bottom foot, the footboard. I wanted one that was slightly arched, so I found that. Here again, you can see how I've cut. I've rawhided and then tacked down with those brass tacks all the fittings to pull them in tight. So there's no nuts, bolts, screws, anything, just glue and dowels, and finishing up my little project here. What I'm doing by putting in these 2x4s with held in place with dowels, so they'll make the perfect frame to hold up the box springs, and then our Sleep Number mattress. So yeah, that's one of my projects. I'm always doing something. I've also done a couple other things today. Worked on my polk sled I'm building. Working on painting the poles. I'm actually coating them with spray plastic, that plastic coating stuff. Put another coat on that. Got a 1/2 inch by 8 inch long ferro rod that I sunk into a deer horn handle, and put a coat of waterproofing on my mucklucks that I bought. So I've been busy all day long. Oh, we even went out and played in the hammock. My wife laid in the hammock. I'll put that clip in here. So that's what I'm doing. Hello.
Hi.
I finally got my wife in the hammock. I've had it set up here in the backyard for
What, 2
a
weeks?
couple weeks now, yeah. I'll come out and lounge in it and Saturday, and she finally said, well, I want to go check it out. So it's our first time ever laying in a hammock like this. We have a backyard hammock that we lay in sometimes, you know, this one of those big wide nice backyard ones, but
This is pretty nice.
it's you're warm, aren't you?
I am. It's nice and warm.
Yeah. You got her feet down here in the there's her toesies in the foot box.
It's a long one.
It's a long one. Oh yeah, it's a 10-foot hammock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, for our height, that's fine. We're hobbits.
6 feet taller than me.
What's that?
Well,
Yeah, it is. Well, you're 4'10", 4'11".
5.5.
Huh?
5.5 feet taller than me.
Yeah. So what do you think?
It's comfy.
So the area where I cut this bed, all the logs for this bed, up on the north slope of the Uinta Mountains, I'm planning on going back in there. We snowshoed in this a year ago, and because they plow the road up to a point. It's in an oil, gas and oil well area, and so they plow the road in, and we can park right there on the forest road that goes off, and go way back in there. It's an area I just love. The road goes way in the crap, like 5 miles back in, and then just kind of peters out. And we snowshoed in there last year. I'm planning on going in and going in on my skis and pulling my sleigh and camping for a few days. So watch for that video. I'm hoping to pull that off like next month. So it should be fun. Well, it's 11:30, and it still didn't get done. Well, I could finish it up. I've got some glue drying still on my shims that I need to trim down, but Erica's like, no, she's done. She doesn't want to put the bed back together and put all the sheets and everything back on it. So I'm going to go sleep in the hammock. And she's going to sleep on the couch downstairs. So let me show you what it looks like. So I'm still waiting for that glue to dry. I had to shim this side up, and you can see I've trimmed those shims down. Those over there. So this is the shelf I built. Just a simple little shelf, just with dowels to hold the pump for our sleep number bed. This is my bed that I built. I'm going to go out and sleep in the backyard in the middle of the wintertime. It's 27.5 degrees out there according to my thermometer. I've got a little home weather station with the thermometer outside, and it's 27.5. That's not bad. It probably won't get any colder than that. I'm out here in the backyard in my hammock because we didn't have the bed ready. So yeah, I'm gonna sleep out here tonight. Had it set up, so I figured, what the heck? I'm nice and warm. I don't even have the covers pulled up over me. I've just got on my some merino wool long johns and this Outdoor Vitals dragon wool hoodie. I've got another light jacket, the Outdoor Vitals Loft Tech jacket with me in case I start to get chilly. Put my down coat over the foot box down there at the bottom. Biggest problem about sleeping in the backyard like this is the sound of traffic. I got 2 pillows with me. I'm using these inflatable pillows by Outdoor Vitals. It sounds like a dang Outdoor Vitals commercial, doesn't it? It's about midnight. I need to go to sleep. I'm beat. It was a busy day, just nothing but projects, working on the bed. But it was a busy day. I got some other stuff done too. Finished my stove. I'll put the clips of that in here, the video of that in here. I'll even do a little demo of it tomorrow. Finished the stove. I bought a collapsible fold-up charcoal chimney from Home Depot for like $20, and I bought it with the intention of using it as a stove. It's got a so it collapses up, and you can put a basically it's a grill piece that goes stainless steel grill piece that goes in the bottom that holds the charcoal or the wood in, and then it's got a grill that fits on the top about 2 inches, maybe an inch down from the top. And when I saw it online, I was like, that would make a really good camp stove. So I drilled out the rivets that held the handle and the heat shield in place, like on a standard charcoal chimney. And so I removed that handle. That dropped down like a whole pound. I think it was 3 pounds, and that took it down to 2. So it's still pretty heavy, but it'll be a winter stove for when I pack back into places with my sled, with my pulk. But I cut the one side off and made a door, which is pretty cool. And then some wire that I had and a spring made a handle, so I can open the door and feed wood into it and shut the door. Anyway, so I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm beat, and traffic sounds to be mellowing out. These guys race up and down State Street out here in Midvale, and they're hot rod cars, and it's noisy. Anyway, I love sleeping in the backyard. I've always, as a kid, I slept in the backyard all the time. I mean, summers, we just pretty much lived in the backyard. We'd just sleep out there all summer long. For years and years, I just slept in a sleeping bag with just a big thick piece of foam, like, I don't know, 4-inch piece of foam as my mattress on the floor in my bedroom. That was just what I did, because I liked camping, and it saved room in my bedroom for my drum set, and I didn't have to have a bed. I could just roll it up and put it out of the way if my friends came over to jam, with their guitars and stuff, and the band I was in. So I've loved sleeping in sleeping bags and sleeping in the backyard. Have forever. I mean, not as an adult so much, just because life gets busy, but I'm changing that. Maybe sleeping back here more often. It's fun. So see you in the morning. Oh, that was actually a pretty nice sleep. It's just after 7 o'clock. It's still dark, but it's getting light. Camera won't pick up the lightness. I slept really good though. Yeah, so I've got this breathalyzer. That's what this black thing is right here. It's the Dutchware breathalyzer. Pulled around. Oh. I've got it so that my breath, condensation breath, doesn't get all over my top quilt. I'm wearing these fingerless gloves. They're actually made by, I want to say, Buffalo Wool Company. I want to say what it is. They're out of Texas. I'll put the link up here to them. They're really nice. They're a little bit lower end brand. They're 50% buffalo undercoat and American bison undercoat, and 50% merino wool, or right close to that, and then with some other things, some spandex and stuff in them. So they're nice. After sleeping in my hammock last time,
I realized I needed some fingerless gloves. I'm going to show you a little bit more about this hammock later when it gets light outside. I've put it into porch mode, and I'm using my trekking poles from AceCamp. They're a carbon fiber, just about 4.5 ounces each, that I modified by putting cross-country ski baskets on them. Kind of old school 4-inch baskets.
There it is, set up in porch mode. That is just my hammock frame that I bought from Sam's Club, just a standard backyard hammock. It's a good frame. It works great for this. I've added 1-inch PVC pipes on the ends. They fit right down in there perfectly, just to hang the tarp up with. You can see that it doesn't make the tarp hang perfectly. In fact, I don't think the hammock hangs perfectly. And then this is the porch mode, and these are the trekking poles I was talking about in my other video. These are carbon fiber, about 4.5 ounces each. They weigh more than that now because I added cross-country ski pole baskets on them right there, and with carbide tips. I want to use these for cross-country skiing and snowshoeing. But the reason I did that and love these things so much, I paid $100 for these poles, is they have steel cord on the inside of them that runs down the length, and that's how they don't telescope out. They just collapse and then fold up, and you pull that cord right there. I have another video about this. I'll show it to you. I'll put a link to it. They have another. The steel cord comes out of a hole right there, and that hole is just the perfect size to put a tent stake in to prop it up. So I did not need to put my handles down like you normally would with trekking poles used for the poles for porch mode. Got the handles up, which is really nice, keeps the handles off the ground. The baskets on the ski poles down, which if I'm camped in snow will prevent that from sinking down into the snow, and it just works perfect. So there's the other one. I just really like how that turned out. These are really my favorite poles. I was trying to temporarily just make it to where I could take those baskets on and off, and it didn't work out the way I wanted, and they ended up being on there permanently. So that's fine. I'm actually going to buy another set of these poles for my summer stuff. But so what I've got on my hammock right now is a what is it called? I'll put it up here. It's basically a winter guard. It's a hammock underquilt guard protector. This is by Dutchware, but it is completely encloses the hammock. It's got no-see-um, the bug mesh on the top there, so that you can have venting. I put this on here. I've had this hammock set up for a couple of weeks now out here, and I've put it on there just to help protect and keep stuff off of the hammock. If the wind blows, anything blows in there. I was going to sleep with it on there last night, and I got in and pulled it up, zipped it up, pulled it up around me, and I was like, nope, that ain't going to happen. That's like just too enclosed. It's worse than being in a tent. So it's very lightweight, packs into a very small little mesh bag. I will take it with me on winter campouts and put it up. What I did last night is I just undid it and hauled it all the way down to the bottom. Just put it all up down here at the bottom and cinched it up so it just was over the foot box area, which helped keep some extra heat in there. But it will, that if I take it winter camping with me, that's what I'll do, is I'll just put it down there. Then if the weather gets really bad, I will just pull it up over me, like if I've got blowing snow coming in or that, just pull it up over me. So this bed is all made out of lodgepole pine. I spent 3 days camping and cutting lodgepole pine. I had a log cutting permit for the north slope of the Uinta Mountains, and I spent 3 days cutting and picking, very specific pieces of wood. I only have one photograph of me actually building this with it just spread out in my garage from back then. I'll put that on here if I can find it. But so you can see I peeled off the bark. I left some of the red underbark. I just love how that looks when I did that. You can see the draw mark, the draw knife marks. I actually didn't use a real draw knife. I just used a Green River blade, a Mountain Man style Green River blade, and to just peel all the bark off. It was a lot of work, but I didn't want a draw knife could go too deep. The wood has tons of character. You can see in some places where where beetles had got under the bark and had left their mark, like right up here. You can see these beetle lines, just tons of character. And then I put linseed oil all over it. That's why it has that slight stain, just linseed oil. But some of the wood had, because this was all dead wood. It was a firewood cutting permit, and I wanted all dead wood. I didn't want live wood. Some of it had, some gray, the gray where the wood was decaying. Some really cool knot, like that knot right there. So it just turned out really good. This was a project I wanted to do way back then. I just was like, I'm not gonna spend money to buy a log bed. I'll just build one. So I did, and I built this all without any specialized tools. Like I said, I used just a basic knife. Green River blade is just a wood-handled Mountain Man kind of style knife without a cross guard or anything. I used the rawhide strap, just rawhide on all the joints and brass tacks. I doweled everything down. I did use my Dremel tool to dowel things down, and a rasp that went on a drill. And then for the holes, I just used a hole saw, punched the holes in there, and just punched the holes through with the hole saw, and then chiseled them out, just to get it right. There was a few minor flaws and a couple little mess ups, but for the most part, it worked out really good. So that's the bed I made by hand. I think all told, this bed cost me $50. Because I ended up, it was maybe 75. I think it was $25 for a log cutting permit, and I bought 2 of them to make sure I had enough wood, and so and then I think I spent $25 on that, on a couple little small tools that I needed, like that rasp. It was just basic rasp to go on the end of a drill. Oh, there goes my wife. So anyway. So if you want to build something of your own, I had 0 experience doing this, but I've worked with wood some, and just a matter of looking at what other people were doing and figuring it out for myself. I've always been that kind of guy. So there you go. My wife's been bugging me to finish making the dresser and the nightstands. I've got to get that done. This nightstand bought from a guy at one of the shows that we sell my stuff at. He was selling his stuff there, these wood things, and I ended up doing a trade with him plus some money. Oh, she wants to make the bed. All right, so I guess we're gonna make the bed now. It feels good, doesn't it?
Feels so good to have a clean bed.
Yeah.
New bed.
So, do you want to watch Frozen?
Yeah.
We like snowflakes and winter and everything.
Winter and snowflakes.
Let's go watch both.
We love warm hugs.
Yeah.
And
yeah. And I love the Enchanted Forest.
Yeah, we need to go. Oh yeah. Let's do it.
I have pictures of the Enchanted Forest.
You do?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That whole Enchanted series of pictures
Yeah.
reminds me of where Elsa comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on my website.
It is.
The Enchanted Forest series.
twmitchell.com.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, so go to
So-
twmitchell.com.
We're going to go watch Frozen.
All right.
So,
See you. Have fun.
thanks for watching and happy trails.
Hope you build a snowman.
Yeah. So this is the stove I made. This is a Home Depot special collapsible charcoal chimney that I saw and was like, I think I can make that into a stove. So it weighs just over 3 pounds, having removed the handle. So this is the top and the bottom grill, well, the bottom piece which holds the charcoal, the wood in place. I ended up taking a piece of a spring, an old spring, piece of metal that wire that I had, and made a handle. Oops. This is the bottom piece that the charcoal or the wood sits on. This is the grill piece. So this thing just goes together like that. That piece just sits down inside, right there, and then this piece just sits on top to put your to grill whatever you want on, or to put water on. There's 2 cups of water. So the handle for the door just fits in there like that, and then just kind of hangs out. You can close it. The spring will help disperse the heat, plus it holds the thing together. So I'm going to make a fire in here. This is that Green River knife I was talking about, basically an old style Green River blade. Just wood handle, full tang. Great, just mountain man style knife. This is what I built that bed with, as far as actually removing all the bark. Just used it as a draw knife like that. And this is a Ferro rod that I got. It's a 1.5 inch by I think 8 inches, and I had this piece of deer or elk that my dad had been using. He was building a ball pusher, a ball starter for a muzzleloader rifle. He never finished, and I've already got a couple really nice ones, so I ended up drilling the hole out bigger, sinking this down in there about that far. I'm going to run a leather strap through there to hold on to, and that's going to be my heavy duty. I've got a couple of smaller ones of these, but sometimes they bug me. I just can't get in there, so that's going to be my big heavy duty one. So I'm going to get this fire ready. So what I've got here is just some dryer lint and a piece of cloth that is coated with that Obanoff's LP, that leather protectant. It's basically beeswax and oil from a tree. I'm going to start that on fire right down here, that board, and then pick it up and set it in there. This is brand new, so I've got to get some of the black stuff off of it. Now, some people might say, why not just use a match or a Bic lighter? Well, I always carry matches and I always carry Bic lighters, but what's the fun of that? I always carry at least 3 ways of making a fire. A match, matches, waterproof matches, Bic lighter, and then something like this. Yeah, sure. Seriously?
Did it go out again?
No, it's going. Yeah, we'll watch Frozen. Let me just, I want to christen this stove.
How's the stove working so far?
I just barely got the fire started. Again. Yeah, I'll be in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
And we can watch Frozen. Yeah. So this isn't going to be, perfect for boiling a cup of water, obviously. This is for winter camping. I've got a bigger pot, a big aluminum pot that I'll put on it to melt water down. I mean, to melt snow down for water to drink. I'll only carry this on my sleigh, on my polk sleigh, when I'm going to go in and stay a few days and need to be processing snow into water a lot. It would be handy. Oh, by the way, that's going to get hot. Yeah. It would be handy to take in a car for car camping, just to have a small hibachi, a small stove just to grill stuff on, throw some charcoal in there. And there's a boil right there. That's a pretty good boil. And that was at just about 9 minutes from when I made the first spark to when I had boilage. So that's not bad. This obviously isn't something you would just boil water with. It's something to, except for melting snow. That's primarily why I made it.
Hey,
What?
do you want to build a snowman?
Yes! Let's do it!